Uh, Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So in today's we shall going to discuss five five SQL interview questions that are mostly asked in data related position. So we'll first of all start with our first question. So our first question is asking to is asking the difference between union and union or. So you've been given two tables. You've been given two tables, and you ask difference between the union and union all. So what union and union all normally it normally joins the two table vertically, and for 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 union it normally remove duplicates, and for union all it normally keep all rows including the duplicates. So let's use example. So for example we've so let's use select department department ID from our table. The first is departments, and then we use union all. Then select department ID From a second table is employees table. So you've been given these two tables, and you've been asked to find the difference between the union and the union all. So we're going to join these two tables vertically using the union and union all function. So let's start with the union all. Union all, and then let's execute this one. So you can see union all, it has displayed all rows of the first table, our department table, and the rows of our second table, which was employee. So if you check out our original table, so our first table had four rows, and our second table employees had 10 rows. So if you join these two tables vertically, you can see we expect 14 number of records to be displayed. So if we use union all, we're going to get all rows, including the duplicates. So union all do not remove duplicates, while union it will remove duplicates. So for example, in department, for example, one in department table, and there's also one in employee table. So one is repeated, will be repeated how many times? Three. One, two, three. So for this case, if we use union, it will remove the two extra ones that will be duplicated. So let's run again this union all. So union all, you can see it has display all 14 rows after joining the two tables vertically. But for union, it will remove the duplicates. So for example, it only this one, and it will remove these two. And for two was repeated how many times? One, two, three, four, five, six. Six times. That means five. There's a duplicate of five. So that means there's a duplicate of six. That means union all will going to remove the five and will only remain with only one, two. So let's use union. Yeah. So you can see it has removed all duplicates, and it has only remained with the unique values. So that was all about the union and union all. So I hope that one is very clear. So now let's find our second question. So our second question is, find the employee whose salary is greater than their manager's salary. So we've been given this table employee, and then we are asked to find the, let's remove this one. So we've been given this table employees, And our question is asking us to find the employees whose salary is find the employee whose salary is greater than their manager's salary. So we have the employee and we have the manager. So we're going to use this same. So you can see, for example, employee ID 102 is manager, is employee 101, and then we can see employee 101 doesn't have a manager, employee 103 doesn't have a manager, but employee 104 has a manager who is employee manager ID 3, and you can see employee 105 to employee 107, 107 they don't have a manager, and you can see employee 108 has got a manager who is also manager ID 3. So you can see there's a relationship between manager ID and the employee ID. So for that case, we're going to use a self join to come up with this answer in tackling our question. So we're going to use a self join to tackle this kind of question. So let's just drag this and start tackling our question. So first of all, going to select, going to write select from employee. So this table is called employees. So this table we're going to call it employee table. Employee table, and we're going to use this the same table. We're going to duplicate it and we call it, let's say, manager table. So let's assume this is our employee table and it has its duplicates just around this place, and we call it manager table. So we're going to join this employee table with manager table. So it's the same table, but we're going to give it another alias. So let's call it manager. So let's just write M for manager, and then on. So we join on the manager ID from the employee table and the employee ID from the manager ID. So this and this employee ID will form the join. So e dot manager ID equals to m dot employee ID. Employee, then we're going to write the column that we need to display. So let's write our first one, employee name. So I'm going to write e dot employee name, and then let's call this one as employee name, and then let's use the salary, e dot salary as employee's salary, And then now let's use our manager manager table. So we say m dot, so employee employee name as, so employee name of our manager table, we're going to alias as our manager name, manager name. Mhm. And then we also pick the salary of the manager. So m dot salary as salary as call it manager salary, manager salary. So if we run this query, it will give us the employee name, Bob, David, and then it will give us the employee salary, the manager name, and then the manager salary. So our question is asking to find whose salary is greater than their manager. Employee whose salary is greater than, so we're going to compare the employee salary and the manager's salary. So when the employee salary is greater than their manager, then that will be our that will answer our question. So let's just use city with, let's say, ck cb from now as select, let's call it this one b, and we say select from cb where, no, where employee salary is greater than manager salary. And if you run this, mhm, employee salary is greater than, so I think this one should be, yeah, select from cp. Mhm. With this one, I'm just simply going to write employee employee e dot employee salary greater than am dot manager manager salary. Mm, what could be the reason? Is not what could be. Mm, yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's try subquery. Start from where shit. Then we run it. Yeah, so we can see Hannah is the one earning more salary, employee earning more salary than her manager. His manager Charlie is earning 90,000 and the Anna is earning 92,000. And then we have another question. This one is asking to find the highest salary in each department. So we have the table. So this is our table, and yeah, they've been asking to find the highest salary in each department. So first of all, we'll have to find the department in each and every. I mean, to rank the department in each and every department, and then we will going to filter the department with the highest salary. So for that case, you can get select staff, and then we rank over, going to partition by department department ID, partition by department ID, order by salary, descending. So let's call this one RNK. From our table is employee. So for this case, we have to remove the null in department ID. So we're going to write where department ID is not null. Is not null. So if you run this one, now we're going to have the department have been categorized and they've been ranked from the largest to smallest in each and every department. So we say with CVP as top, and then we say select from CBV where where the rank is equal to 1, so RNK equals to 1, and then you run it. So where is the problem? Is mm, yeah, let's just use subquery. Let's just use subquery where select star from, and then we just say where rn is equal to 1. Then we execute. Yes, so you can see these are this employee paid the highest salary in every department. And then another question is asking to find employee who are not present in the department table. So we have the department and the employee table. So the question is asking to find the employee who are not present in the department table. And we have department table and the employee table. So basically is asking the rows that are not matching, I mean the rows from employee ID that are not matching with the employee department ID in this department table. So for that, we're going to write a very simple query, that is select star from employee employees where department department is not in this table. So we can write select department department ID from our department table is called departments. Then we so actually we are saying if the department if the rows in if the rows in our department ID from our employees table, if they're not matching with the rows in department ID in our department table, in our departments table, yeah. So if you run this, is no yes, this one is a bit not complying with my, so we can use another method. So another method is select e dot star, then let's say d dot department department name, department department ID, and then d dot department department name from. So our first table was employees. So the two table we joined them using left join. Mhm. Left join or department table. So this one is the D, and then we join on e dot department department ID equals to d dot department department ID. So if we run this one, yeah, we have to give alias to this table, and then we run this, and then let's remove the null where department where department ID d dot department equals to is null. So this one is, so Frank is the one that is having, that is not found in department in department table. The rest are found in both department tables.